We would like to welcome everyone to our livestock education clinic. Tonight, we are going to be learning about the portfolio program, and we're going to learn about the expectations that the state and the county have for our 4-H portfolios. And it is my pleasure to introduce our 4-H program coordinator for Box Elder County, Marcy Borg. Marcy is over the 4-H portfolio program, and she does a wonderful job with trainings, and she's always there to answer any questions that you might have. Not only is she great to have for all those resources, but she's a proven winner. I'm going to just say that. Her kids, we have shifted and changed our portfolio program a little bit, but Marcy has had Dallin, her son, who was our state 4-H ambassador, had just an amazing portfolio that when it would go to the state contest, it was the winner multiple times, won the turkey show state level stuff, just an amazing job on his portfolio. And then she's got Corbin that's done very similar things at those levels with his. And so Marcy is a wonderful resource for record keeping and understanding how to use power words and phrases and sentences. And she's always willing to help. And so she's a great resource for that, but she's got a wonderful program put together tonight that's going to educate you guys on the ins and outs of how to do it and how to do it right. And I think that this new program that Marcy's going to talk to you about, it's not new in the sense that we haven't done it before, but it's something that is newer. I think it's a really good move. It's going to help you with the skill sets that you need futuristically. And it also, I think, is easier. I think it's an easier way to do it than the old way used to be. So we hope that you'll enjoy it. I want to thank Marcy for her time. She's extremely busy, but she's the best. And so we're lucky to have her. And we'll go ahead and turn the time over to Marcy. I will remind everybody before that at a certain point in the meeting, I'm going to type in the chat to please have you type in your name and information. Please don't do that until we get to that point, because we'll lose it in conversation in the chat. But we'll have you type your name and information and give you credit for being here. But thanks again, Marcy. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit portfolio training. Portfolios are a combination of a cover letter and a resume. The resume can be up to 2 pages, and the cover letter is just a single 1-page cover letter. Let's see. So this is going to be, I want some answers. So feel free to chat, talk. I don't know if I can see the chat with I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, I can. But yeah, so why 4-H portfolios? Here's some other reasons. Josh told you some. For state and regional leadership responsibilities, if you are wanting to be a 4-H ambassador, which a 4-H ambassador gives you 4 years half tuition to Utah State, you will need a cover letter and a resume, and a really good one. It also has a 3-month project attached to it. So if you want to go to national conferences, both of my boys have attended Atlanta because of the state contest with this. And so, but you'll need a 4-H you'll need this resume for that. They're fun. They're pretty cheap on the wallet for parents, but the kids get a lot of experience in it and things out there. Like my boys, both have gone out to Atlanta. They've toured it. They were able to do service projects out there. They learned a bunch of new leadership skills. And my one that is now serving a mission, he met a lot of people that he's still in contact with. So it's really kind of fun that just your connection that you have. County awards, you can submit for your county award, and we give some cash prizes for those county awards. And then the state ambassador, and then the state portfolio contest that just ended on the 15th of February. With that one, you'd get a ribbon and a t-shirt, and you'd get kind of a rundown of what the state's looking for. Okay, the resume should represent your years of 4-H, just not this year. If your first year great. It's only going to be this year, but you can have it represent all your years of 4-H and what you've done. Does that mean you just use the same one from last year? No, you just need to update it. So now that most of you have already submitted one for last year, this year is going to be a piece of cake. It's already saved. You just need to update it with what you did this year and follow through with it. And maybe even if you had any judging comments back, update that. But it's on the resume should show your 4-H experiences, 4-H activities and awards, your project involvement. Now on this resume, you can have multiple projects on there. So if you are in our dog club, it can be on there. The turkey project, a leadership position, and your animal project, it can all be on your resume. The only thing different is your cover letter. We'll get to that later. But your resume can have all of the project information on there, all of your 4-H activities. You should let us know what is 4-H and what's not. If I said I did a service project for our house in Tremont, I don't know if that's a 4-H service project or you did it as a family group. Now, if I said I did a 4-H service project with Elwood Acres, that tells me with my 4-H club Elwood Acres, that tells me what I did a service project with. So make sure that the stuff you are putting on there is 4-H. You have a non-4-H section on there, and we'll show you some samples, and that stuff can easily go in there. Okay, and you can but you must. The thing about the resumes is you need to put on your contact information, put on your school, your county, the school grade, your year in 4-H, and it can be 2 pages long. So this just shows you that you should have project involvement, the 4-H activities and experiences. So anything like my club met today and we bought lambs, or the club met today and we picked up our lamb. I participated in the 4-H clinic, like tonight's clinic. I participated in the portfolio clinic. I participated in the gratitude clinic. Any of those things can be on here. The service project. So your activities and experiences, that's where these things go. Now 4-H awards, this can be, you can put, my market lamb got a blue ribbon. I placed 5th in my class. I did showmanship. I got a buckle. Any of those kind of things can go into awards. If you submit your portfolio into the contest, it can go in here too. And then anything else, like if you want to participate in our favorite food contest, public speaking, demonstration, any of those contests that we do, those awards can go in here. Then your 4-H leadership. People get hung up on this leadership thing. Now, a 4-H leadership is dealing with your club. You can have your club, but if your club doesn't have a leadership, then some of the best things to do is maybe if you're first year, maybe you are on the thank you committee. And that's your leadership position because you were responsible for getting thank you gifts out to buyers. Maybe you were maybe you were in charge of the feed every time. If you're in charge of the feed every time, can someone say what could be your title? What's your title in leadership if you're responsible for the feed every time? Does anyone have an idea? If you're responsible for your feed, for your animal, what could be your title for leadership? Anyone have a thought? You can put it in the chat and I can read it out loud, or you can unmute yourself and answer.
Say JC Rasmussen.
Feed coordinator, someone said. That's a good one. Feed coordinator.
Say it again. Say it again so they can hear you.
Nutritionist.
Nutrition coordinator. Those are good ones. And then you can go into detail. Your leadership, nutrition coordinator. I'm responsible for supplementing the feed, or I'm responsible for making sure the animals are fed daily or twice a day. Those are ones that it's kind of an easy leadership. It's one if your club's not doing a leadership position. What is a leadership position you could do at the fair? I always made this one of mine when I was a club leader. Can you guys think of something? If you're at the fair, what could be your leadership position? Sweeping alleys. Yes, sweeping alleys. So you could be the cleanup of the fair, right? You're the club cleanup. That's your position. And so I would, you know, when I was a club leader, I'd make a couple boys, or well, they were boys the years I did it. I'd make a couple youth. Their position was the cleanup. They just swept around our club area and made sure it was picked up and cleaned. Whether it was just picking up some garbage that was laying along, they would contact people that said, hey, clean your pen. That was their position. Is, you know, 3 days, it's still there. They still had a leadership position. Community service. Now, in the past, I would say this was hard, but this year we have had almost a service project since November. Our county has sponsored. And so the community service, you can be doing the service projects now to put on there. We had, Jessica, I think, did one. And did you help with one in December? Did you write letters? Yeah, so we did the letters to our house. And so we collected a bunch of letters. I think Jessica's family participated in that. Right now we have an ambassador is working on club projects. So if you have a club and you want to hurry and run and do, get a club service project together, we have an ambassador right now that's her 3-month project that she's working to, because she's trying out for state. So she is needing to do a project. Her project is to supply clubs with leadership, with service opportunities. So she has gifts for, someone said we collected stuffed animals for the kids at the homeless shelter. That is a good one. And so there is like right now we have Minkies for Minis. Like you just can pick up these kits that are already together, these kits that have all your stuff need, and you just do the kits. So she has some videos that you can watch. We have them at the office, and and she can have them. So if your club is looking for something to do right now, to get your club together, you can easily contact us. We have some service projects. We did, again, some more letters to the nursing home. This time it was Brigham Cities, and that was a couple weeks. Our youth council has painted rocks around. So if you go around the fairgrounds, you might see some painted rocks that have a positive message on it. It's a service project. Okay, and then of course your non-4-H experiences, which can be anything. Okay, I'm going to have you guys right now write down your 4-H project. Just write it down, or you can put it in the chat too. And how long have you been involved in that project? If anyone wants to type it in the chat, I'll read them out loud. So we have, swine and horse project, 2 years. Lamb, 7. Another swine for 1 year. A swine for 6. So when you're talking about your project, that's what you would like. The horse, you could put horse project and project 6 years. Bucket calf. Oh, you're a 1st year bucket calf. I like bucket calves. They're fun to tag. Lambs, lots of different years. Swine, 3 years. 6 years, 7 years. So you guys have a lot of experiences in there. What is some stuff that you would put in your project areas besides just your year? So you have livestock and your year. What's some other stuff you can put in there? Let's help some of these 1st years out. What is some stuff that we can put in the project area? You can unmute too. I don't have a problem with that. Anyone want to say, talk about your project, what you learned? Yes, what you learned this year, maybe even how much it costs, some profit and loss in there, what you did with it, how you took care of it. Things like that can go in your project. So what are some activities that you guys have done with your clubs? Not service related, just activities. What's some activities you can talk about? What are some of your favorite activities that you do for 4-H? Opening socials. I like that one. Play, barbecue, a showmanship to get ready for the fair. That one's a good one. That one's really important. A lot of people need some help with that. So that's really great. I like that one. Had a party. Burned horns. Anybody? These are some fun ones. You know, we had a club practice. We had a club take their whole club and go to the meat packing plant to see the after effects of their swine club, and they took them to the packing plant. So I thought that was pretty cool. Shearing is a big one. I like that one too, because then the club does it, not me. So I'm all for that. Anybody else have some fun ones? Okay. What about, we talked about leadership and we talked about community service. So I'm just going to skip some of those because we kind of talked about. These are some sample resumes, the ones that are on the state website right now. And these were the ones that they judged last year. So we might replace them with some ones they had this year. So these are some resumes, and if you can pull it up and see what they look like. I'm actually going to exit this screen and go to, so on the state webpage under portfolios, can you guys see my state page? And so if you go into portfolios, they have all the different, your cover letter objectives broke down, but the samples are right here if you want to see a better, closer version sample. They're right here. So this sample, this resume right here, this is 2 pages. This person is very active. I will be honest, this is my son. So if you didn't figure that out yet, this is his. So not all of them is going to look like this. And so this is what, but his project involvements, like we talked about, he's in charge. He does lambs, turkeys, he's STEM, and he is one of the ambassadors for the county. So he has leadership. His leadership, so see, that's a project. Leadership can be a project area and a leadership position. But his leadership, of course, county STEM ambassador, Northern Region ambassador, and then he's been on the county teams. Now, we have leadership in the county level from 5th grade up. So if you're looking for leadership and want to do more leadership, my junior teens is 5th and 6th. Their biggest thing they do is plan a clover bud activity for the year, which they love. Clover buds are like kindergarten through 3rd to 2nd grade. So they plan a clover bud and they run a clover bud activity. And then I have my teen councils from 7th grade on. And then of course we have the ambassadors. And some of you have seen ambassadors out there. We have new ambassadors. They're starting up this year again. And they run a lot of the camps and organizations for some of these things. Here's his 4-H activity. He has some national things on there, 4-H awards. See, his awards even go into the intermediates. He's a senior. He only has 1 more year left. He's going into intermediates. So you can go, if you look, he goes from all the way down to intermediates, community service, and of course his non-4-H. Let's see. This is a 1-page one. This is another somebody in our county as well. And so his is a little different. He went with his project involvement onto the side, which is not a problem. And then he has his experience, his leadership, his activities boards. He made it all on 1 page. It looks fine. He has dates, years. That's some of the big things you might want to make sure it's on there. Your dates, your years. Make sure it has 4-H where it's relevant to make sure we know. even his service project, he has the years on there. He did things, and his years, his profit loss of his income. So, but the thing is not all of them are going to look the same. They don't all have all the things on it. He just has 2 animals. No, he has 3 animals in here, 3 projects in there. And then I'll show you a STEM one. This one right here is not 4-H related and is still it's still a resume. He does cash makers, he's STEM. So there's his experience, his activities in years. It's a little different, non-4-H experience. He moved that up. So you can move around these things and make it so they work for you. Let's see. Okay, so I went through some of the resumes that we got this year, and I just picked a few random ones that we might have had to tell them to help, or made it help them with, or maybe we accepted this year. So then, can anyone tell me right here, this top one? Whoop, let me go back a slide. This top one, I don't know if you can see it. This top one right here, what's wrong with that resume? Can anyone see? Let's see if I can. Do I have a drawing tool? Does anyone know what's wrong with this top? There's one at the very, very top. It's like a paragraph. What's wrong with that resume? It's more of a summary than a list. It is. It's very much more of a summary. It's almost like their cover letter, no contact information. Okay, good. What about the one that looks like a chart? Do we accept those anymore? No, there's no contact information. The chart one, that's an old project form. Even if they turned that one in a couple years ago, it's still not complete. There's still missing pages on that. That is not acceptable. That's not what we're doing anymore. The one in the middle, that's a resume too. Can anyone tell me what's wrong with the one in the middle? Just 3 things. Is it missing information? It is. It's missing information. And then this bottom one down here, that is another old record book. We do not accept those anymore. Now with this new way we're doing it, we don't accept the old book. So if you have a book or a copy or PDF or anything that has that top cover, we're not accepting those. Those are the old versions, and we tried to get rid of as many places as we could to find them, and we just can't. Some people still have them. Here's another one. This one, the first one on the page, I liked. I thought it was interesting because they didn't change. A lot of people, like, you can go out and get tons of templates of resumes. Go get one. They're fun. They're fun to play with. To make them your own. Go get one, you throw a picture on. The thing is your name, you could actually erase that and actually type your name in. So those ones are kind of funny. Those are just make it a little step above. There's some editing things that we can fix on those things. The other one, even though it says cover letter, it was submitted as a resume. It's just missing a lot of stuff. Okay, so I think personally this new resume and cover letter are incredibly easy, and especially if you're used to the old version. Okay, now cover letter. A cover letter is not your 4-H story. The cover letters have objectives. These objectives is what we need in this cover letter to talk about. The cover letter should accompany your resume. It needs to talk about the stuff in your resume. If you talk only about the stuff in your your LAM, it's not talking about everything else in your resume. So it can only be 1 page long, and it does need to have your contact information on that too. You need to make sure it's on there. Here is this year's objective letters for the state of Utah, and I think our county's staying with them. the same objectives that the state is having. So if you submit them here, this is what it is. These are your objectives for this year. So you can actually start, again, writing your resume or looking at these objectives and knowing what to do. This is for livestock only. This is not for horse. It's not for, it is for our county show because we don't want to change them. So we'll just accept, these are the ones we make for our county. But this is, horse is different. Turkeys are different. Dogs are different. So this is for livestock is what I'm showing you now. I will show you where you can actually get the rest of them. On the 4-H portfolio homepage, if you come down here, if you come to the bottom, it says cover letter objectives. This is where you can find the rest of them. So if you are in a horse project and you need to write a cover letter for the horse project, which you submit July 13th, and you'll submit it again for region if you make the region team July 19th, and you'll submit it again for state in September. These are the objectives for the horse project. So you want to make sure your cover letter supports that. If you don't, you get marked down points on it. The turkey show, the same thing. If you're looking for to get the scholarships for those turkey shows, you need to make sure your cover letter hits these objectives. Okay. Yeah.
Marcy, can I jump in for just a sec?
Yeah.
Question, when we're doing multiple projects and turning them in, does that mean we need to toggle back and forth between a horse and a swine cover letter?
No, so your resume can stay the same. Okay, it's just your cover letter that will have to change.
With these objectives that you're presenting.
With the objectives,
And then project specific.
Yep, the resume
Okay.
project area, just, you can have it all on one. That's what's great about it. Have the same exact resume for everything. Your cover letter does have to change for the contest.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, if you're looking, they're on the website. They're easy. I wouldn't say easy to find. Once you find the portfolio page on the state website, they are easy to find. But yes, the cover letter objectives. Your resume is everything 4-H. You, like, once you make your resume, a few changes here and there, awesome. You're good. Your cover letter is what changes per your contest. Does anyone else have questions about that? Because I know we've had some, and then you have to submit these different times. If you submit them just to me at the county, thinking you submitted for the state horse show, it won't go. We don't sorry to say, we don't share. If you submit for your dog project in June, we don't know at the state level or at the county level that you submitted it. So if you will have to submit, yes, you're going to have to submit multiple times. If you're going to participate in the dog show at the state, you're going to submit there. That's in the end of June. Horse, again, July. County contest is September 15th. Submit there. And then if you submit for the county contest on the 15th, I actually do share. So I let the livestock board know who submitted then, and you don't have to submit again, just a one-time. So if you submit this 15th, you don't have to submit October 15th. But October 15th is the deadline for the livestock one. And then turkey shows November. Okay. So they all are all different times. The cover letter will have to change with the contest you're participating in. Does anyone have questions about that? Did I make it too confusing? If you have questions, the rubric is on the website, and it will show you. So that's what. Yes, someone asked a question. Earl family, do you have a question? Okay, maybe not. The reason why is if you look on the rubric, if you miss one of those objectives, it's 20 points. One objective puts you down into red, missing one objective. So you don't want to miss an objective that you can actually make up or have the points in there. Okay, skills learned. Why do you think we're actually why do you think we changed and did a resume and a cover letter? Can anyone tell me? You can put it in the chat, or you can actually.
Was it to help us be more prepared to like make a resume for like a job or for our future?
It is. It's a soft skill that we need. Last year we were hiring people, and I'm looking at college kids that their resumes are not like, I've seen better ones even that you guys, I saw tons better ones than what these guys were doing on that they were submitting for an internship position. It's an important skill to use. And then someone said, because everyone needs a good resume skill. Everyone does. I needed a resume skill when I got this job. I had to do a resume. Although I will be honest, it was easier to help my kids do theirs than it is to do mine. But yeah, it's the time, even how you write them, how you learn to judge them, to see what they're about, to write the cover letters. It's a skill that's important for you guys to have in the future. It helps you get scholarships. I'm reviewing some scholarships right now, and that being able to write that letter is an important skill for a scholarship. It's an important skill for a job application. So that's why it helps you be career ready, and it helps you advance into the advance. So some important things. September 15th, screenshot this if you want to. September 15th is our county contest. Now, I do have it say submit by Google form. This year, we might actually have you submit in Z Suites. Oh, let me read this real fast. It helps us to learn how to be more successful in putting our best self forward, whether we are applying for jobs, college jobs, loans, or anything important. As an adult, we can benefit from these skills. That is perfect. Thank you. You just summed it all up. Yes, September 15th, that's an important deadline. So you will either have a Google form or in Z Suites, and you will submit it. It will be a PDF, and you'll submit the document. This year, again, if you submit on the contest on the 15th, we will send your names to the livestock committee, and they will have your names, and you're done. You don't have to submit it again. Now, if you don't want them judged and don't want to go for the awards, then you can submit by the October 15th. Then if you submit by October 15th, when the checks are available, you will be in the first time the checks go out. This coming year is what I've been told is this coming year after the 15th, they will check them monthly. They will check the Google form monthly, and then they will send them out the first of the next month. So it's best to if you want your checks fast, get them in on the 15th. After that, you'll get them when they check them. Okay. This last year, since it was a new program, they were checking a lot and sending them out. Next year, it's not going to be. They will check them once a month and send them out the first of the next month. Okay. And again, you'll submit them on the BEJL website. There'll be a submit form. A lot of you have done it last year that way. We're going to have, it's going to be submitted again that way. So a lot of kinks got worked out. We know a lot of kinks, and we know a lot of things that we're going to fix, but that's how you're going to submit them. Okay. On that same thing. Again, no record books, no drop-offs, no binders, none of the old 4-H projects. Honestly, it might have been a learning curve for everybody this last year to do it this way, but it really did help us be able to track who actually submitted them on time, where we're getting them from. It helped the people not have to travel to drop off. And so it was very convenient for a lot of reasons. Okay. That's about it. Does anyone have any questions for me? The samples on our webpage, there's a first year sample. I probably should have actually pulled this one up. Let me see. Let's see, I'll pull up our first year sample. See, if you go to our box builder page, I'm still sharing my screen so you guys can see. It's also new. If you haven't been here in a while, it's new. So here is our, right on the side, it says portfolios right there. You click that and then it will take you right to the website to submit them. It tells you the deadline is October 15th. That's not changing. Why we do it. And then we do have the videos. It was last year's videos. This year's video will be put up there. And then it will take you right to the state side. This is our first year Oh, that didn't get transferred over. Sorry, we're going to have that back. We did a configuration, a new web page, and that did not transfer our first year. So we'll get a first year right there where it says first year sample. We'll get that one back up this next year or this next week. So if you want to come back and check it out, it was a really good one. Let's see. I don't know if I even have a copy of it anymore because I sent it. So yeah, there will be a first year portfolio sample on there so you can see how it's done. Okay. Josh?
Yes. Is there anybody that has any other questions for Marcy while we've got her here? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I want to thank Marcy for taking the time out of her busy schedule to go through this portfolio class tonight. I hope that you were able to pay attention to all of the great resources that she provided for you. We will hang around here for a little bit longer. If you have questions for Marcy, you can either type them in the chat or unmute your microphone. But please, right now, in order to get credit for being here, type in your name, which county you're from, and then if you are a member of 4-H or FFA. Please make sure to do that so that we can make sure to give you credit for attending. If you do not have any further questions after we get your name in the chat box there, you are welcome to log off. But again, we really want to thank Marcy. She's done a phenomenal job and she is our best resource when it comes to this information. So as she mentioned, if you have questions, reach out. We want to make sure that this is a positive experience for you and that you're able to do it in a way that it's going to benefit you later on, as Marcy mentioned, with all the benefits that come with it. So with that, we're going to stop our recording and encourage you again to put your name and information in there, and we will see you next time.